We know it was a little bit quick for a 2-0 series for West Virginia, so we decided to bring out a player here we thought we could speak with us for a elongated period of time. It's Leone themselves, the new player stepping in, the freshman in the roster for West Virginia, and a really great showcase to what they're capable of. How are you doing today, Leone?
I'm doing great. It was a great first match, and I'm excited that I got the season started with the boys.
Well, it's a little lonely where you are right now. I'm sure the inclement weather has
Yeah.
caused everyone to stay home, and you've still managed to make your way into the facility. But we'll start with the questions themselves. How's it feel being this new player stepping into this system, and not just stepping into the system, but also now being the IGL for this system with a bunch of older players who've already been built around each other this period of time?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely a big change going into it, just like for my play style too. I, helped IGL here and there when I played in like my like tier three and when I was like doing some VCL stuff for a little bit. But I never like was like committed to like full IGL. So this was definitely a big change. How the boys have been treating me really great though. It was a last minute pickup, which is always like really hard when I'm like moving in like as classes are starting. But overall the guys have been really receptive. They've been like taking my input really well, and I really think eventually like with more time we can like have some real good layers to our macro play. But right now our main strengths are going to be just our individual plays and playing together properly, just because we haven't had a lot of time to like dive into a crazy deep playbook.
Right, and you've been filling the shoes just fine. I mean, it seems like West Virginia has this kind of specialty to slot in players in terms of like where they stand on the scoreboard and like they're kind of rolling the team, because obviously we had Urine who ended up leaving at the start of last season, then A77 popped in, and he was now obviously, as you can tell today, absolutely frying. And when we have Enoch stepping out, you coming in, it just feels like they always find the right person to be like, hey, this is just a situation we need filled. Doesn't really matter the roles because all y'all can shoot at the end of the day. But even more so, talking specifically about today and about your first Div 1 match, I mean, how's this high feel that you're riding right now, kind of knowing that obviously Utah, if you kind of got word from the previous split, not the heaviest hitter, but knowing that, I mean, you could have this momentum carry to face the likes of Maryville and Winthrop and maybe end up beating them as well.
Yeah. Really good momentum builder for us, especially like, I haven't had an official match with the team yet. So it was definitely a little bit scary. Like going into it, it's like, okay, is our system going to work when we actually apply it in a match? Yeah, Utah isn't the heaviest hitter like in Div 1. Like we have to deal with like the Winthrop, the Maryville, the St. Clairs. All those guys we've had experience scrimming against, playing against, whether it be tier 3 or collegiate, and they're very strong squads, especially that Maryville squad right now is definitely on fire. I think the scariest thing about our team can be how fast we are improving. Like we've only been playing together for 2 weeks, and the difference from like the first 3 days of me playing with them and now feels so much more fluid already. So as long as we keep pushing our ceiling even higher, I think we can be a big challenge to those teams that are, a lot more dependent on like how good their macro is, how good they play well together. They have a lot of challenger experience. I think eventually with time we can become one of those teams that will be like a major threat to those top 3 teams.
Dallas, from the sounds of it, it looks like we're having another potential St. Clair team that only gets better as the split goes
Right.
on and then comes through and has a chance for the, stint into grand finals, no matter the result may be. I'll ask one more question here for you, Leone. A77 of that second map goes through without a single death until that final round, but I noticed they were playing a lot more passive after about maybe 7 or 8 rounds in. Were y'all maintaining him to try to keep him alive for the entire? Yeah, okay, that's.
I may have made a comm or two saying, "Do not let A77 die." I may have said that, but then, and it was funny. Our team all went no very loud when he died in the last round, because we really just wanted to like see what that was like, having a guy with like basically an infinite KD.
Yep.
But yeah, no, the vibes have been really high. And like even like that with the momentum that I think A77 can bring to us is really helpful. And there's like a big brotherhood over here with the boys. So it's in and out of the game. We spend a lot of time together, and I think it'll translate.
I'm sure the website, whoever codes the website for Division 1 is actually really happy with that, because I don't think they ever would have accounted for somebody having an infinite KD. I would have feared the website would just self-destruct at that point.
Yeah, I don't know what they would do either.
Well, I mean, obviously, you've had yourself a great little day going on. I mean, talking about games and things like that, and you know that you have more matches to come underway, but even more so, is there anything that you specifically, besides the improvement you can make and obviously the team, in terms of just the entire program, I mean, is there anything you're excited for that kind of, in terms of resource, could help you perform as a player and kind of elevate yourself as things continue on?
Yeah, the coaching staff here is great. Like Corey's been helping me a lot, especially like trying to get into this, or Terms. He's been helping me a lot trying to get into this new IGL role. So we've been spending a lot of time doing like one-on-one sessions, team VOD reviews, etc., just to like try and build up my like I have an understanding of the macro, but now it's like applying it because I haven't really had to like fully apply like how am I going to call and how am I going to have this team like work around me and how am I going to micro people. Before it was like, oh, I see the flow of the game, I'm just going to focus on myself, like try and help my boys. But now it's like, all right, every decision I make has a lot of weight, and you know I don't have like a ton of experience doing it, so it's a little scary coming into it. But they've been really good in teaching me like what exactly to do.
Perfect. Well, we have, I'm sure we have a vision now for what West Virginia is going to continue to the table, what you are going to bring to the table as well, Leone. But with that being said, that's all we have for the interview. Let's give you a chance to rise up on a platform, up on a stage. Now, a lonely one because no one else is with you at the venue currently, but I'll give you a stage nonetheless to shout out your teammates, friends, program, coaches, whatever you have. Here's your chance to do so now.
Yeah. First shout out to my coach Terms and the rest of the boys for getting me into the system as smoothly as they did. Second shout out my parents and my family, my grandparents too. They watch all my games. They've been really supportive, and I definitely wouldn't have been in this position without them. And my third shout out is to two of my friends, Nathan and Brandon. They've both been really supportive of me making the transition into like committing to like fully competing in esports alongside school. And without their support, I've had a lot of hard days that I wouldn't have gone through without them. So thank you to those two specifically.
All right. It's a pleasure to have you here, Leone. We always love having somebody who's got great skills at interviews and can keep the conversation going. It's been an absolute pleasure to listen into your mindset and your principle and get an insight to how West Virginia are working. Thank you very much for coming into this interview.
Thank you, guys.
All right, with that being said, what a great first series. God, I cannot understand how much I love having somebody come in, the first interview question, they just go on it.
Yeah.
They just continue.
They start running.
It's so refreshing. It's like, oh my goodness, it's so nice as what just a viewer, I'm sure as well, but just knowing that they're willing to with us like that much, right. It means that much to them in the sport and the grand scheme of things. But with that being said, that's all we have here for this first series. Up after this one, Boise State and The Ohio State University coming in for that second series of the night and the final one, and the one that had so many important implications at the end of our last split, starting off this second split. It's always seemingly the end and the beginning coming back together here, Dallas.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny. I don't know if this is how the schedule was kind of programmed to be, whether that was by design. It's a whole lot of questions there for the back end, but at least for us, it creates a lot of a good litmus test of what we're going to be dealing with the season to come and with the split to come, better yet. Seeing how things are going, I mean, they've been a lot more far in terms of the round discrepancies compared to last time, but I mean, who knows? That's the fun thing about playoffs, because maybe we could see the improvements literally live in person, seeing these matchups so close to what we see already of the last split's playoffs, and we can just draw a lot of reference from there to see if these teams have actually gotten better over time.
Yeah, a couple months in between it. Let's see if improvements have been made. Let's see if rosters have been changed and what else has to go. We'll talk more on it when that second series gets started. But until then, don't go anywhere. It's a break until those teams are ready. We'll see you guys there. Stay tuned.